Hello, everyone. Here's another dialogue that I've created that I want to share with you guys. And this one contains Donald Trump and Justin Trudeau to discuss the future of human civilization and globalization. And so here's what ChatGPT created, entirely fictional, of course. This speech has, or this discussion has never happened in real life. But here is what ChatGPT created. Moderator, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today for this unprecedented conversation between two world leaders, former President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Today's focus is on the future of human civilization and globalization. Mr. Trump, let's start with you. Trump, thank you. Look, folks, the future is about putting America first. We've got to protect our borders, our economy, and our way of life. Globalization has hurt us. With jobs going overseas, we need to bring it back. Trudeau, Donald, I appreciate your perspective, but I believe in a more interconnected world. Yes, we need to address economic disparities, but isolationism isn't the answer. We face global challenges, climate change, pandemics, and more. We need collaborative effort. Trump, Justin, I respect that, but we can't be the world's babysitter. We spend too much on international aid, and what do we get in return? We need to renegotiate deals, make sure they're fair for us. Trudeau, fair trade is crucial, Donald, but we can't ignore the need for global cooperation. The interconnectedness of our economies is undeniable. Addressing climate change, for instance, requires a collective effort. We can't solve these issues in isolation. Trump. Climate change, Justin. We can't cripple our industries with regulations. We've got to prioritize our economy. I pulled out of the Paris Agreement for a reason. It wasn't putting America first. Trudeau. But Donald, we can't ignore the long-term consequences. Our economies won't thrive if our planet is suffering. We need green technologies, sustainable practices. It's an investment in our future. Trump, green technologies are great, but they need to be practical and cost effective. We can't let other countries take advantage of us. And speaking of which, China, Trudeau, China is a major player, true, but we can't approach them with hostility. Diplomacy is crucial. We need to find common ground on global issues while addressing concerns through dialogue. Trump, well, Justin, sometimes you've got to play tough. They've been taking advantage of us for too long, especially on trade. We can't let them dominate. Trudeau, I agree that we need fair trade, Donald, but we should engage with China constructively. A collaborative approach benefits both sides. Moderator, gentlemen, it's evident that finding a balance between national interests and global cooperation is a complex task. As we look towards the future, it seems clear that dialogue and cooperation will be essential in addressing the challenges that lie ahead. Cooperation. Cooperation. Anyway. Okay. Then the dialogue continues. Continues. Yeah, my pronunciation is a bit. Try to work on it for the other videos. So I asked ChatGPT to continue the dialogue on the basis of shared national interest to international identitorship in the sense of forming an international identity. Moderator, thank you both for your insights. Building on the discussion of finding a balance, let's delve into the idea of shared national interest. and the evolving concept of international identity. Mr. Trudeau, how do you see the intersection of national interest and the emergence of a global identity? Trudeau, it's crucial to recognize that our national interests are often intertwined with global dynamics. In today's interconnected world, the well-being of our citizens is not solely dependent on domestic policies. We need to balance our national interests with a sense of shared responsibility for the greater good. Trump, Justin, I hear what you're saying, but we can't lose sight of what makes America great. We need to prioritize our people and our prosperity. There's anything in it for us globally, fine, but we can't sacrifice our identity. Trudeau, Donald, I understand the importance of protecting national identity, but in a world facing common challenges such as security threats and health crises, we must work together. A shared international identity doesn't mean losing our national identity. It's about collaboration for the benefit of all. Trump, look, Justin, I love the idea of collaboration, but we've got to be smart about it. We can't let other countries take advantage of us. We've got to be strong, and sometimes that means going it alone. Trudeau, but Donald, strength lies in unity. By working together, we can address issues like terrorism and cyber threats more effectively. We need collective security measures that respect the sovereignty of each nation. Trump, I get it, Justin, but we can't trust everyone. Look at the European Union. They're facing internal problems. We should be cautious about getting too entangled in such alliances. Trudeau, the European Union has its challenges, sure, but it also stands as an example of nations coming together to prevent conflict and promote economic stability. We can learn from their successes and failures as we navigate the complexities of global governance. Moderator, building on this idea of global governance, do you both see a need to reform in international institutions, and how would you approach it? Trudeau, absolutely. The United Nations, for instance, need reforms to better address contemporary challenges. A more inclusive and representative Security Council, for instance, would enhance its effectiveness and credibility. Trump, reforms are fine, Justin, but we can't let these institutions dictate our actions. We should participate where it benefits us and not at the expense of our sovereignty. Trudeau, I agree, Donald. It's about finding a balance between participating in global institutions and safeguarding our sovereignty. The world is changing, and so must our approach to international cooperation. Moderator, as we wrap it up, it's evident that the future requires a delicate balance between national interests and a collective international identity. Finding common ground will be essential as we navigate an increasingly complex global landscape.